So let's apply this potentially in the real world for a second. So let's pretend I'm a CEO picking a new core system, maybe
Are we going to
something like
role
a,
play? I love role plays.
all right, you ready? So this is going to be something like a CRM, maybe an HR type of platform. Walk us through how Rice would actually sound in the room.
Okay. Teacher. Okay. I had platform. Okay. So first part, R, recognize. This is a high impact decision and it would be hard to undo. If I go to one platform versus the other, that's a pretty big deal, right? That tells us that we're not going to make this choice in a 30-minute meeting and we're going to give it real time it deserves. Then I'm going to identify the criteria. I want to think about how are we going to integrate? So we want to care about that part of the process, right? How is that going to work with existing systems? What is the user experience from a new employee perspective if we're going with the HRIS type of platform
Mhm.
as this example? How does it feel for new employees versus employees that exist? What do they go through every single day? And are we going to select and make the right decision based on that experience so that adoption isn't a battle? You want to make sure that you don't have any limiting barriers there. And then what's the total cost of ownership, including the training and support? And I don't just mean from a budget perspective. I mean, thinking about security and scalability over time. Is this a platform that as we grow, it can grow with us? Right. Or as
Mhm.
we roll out different modules in it, maybe we start with time and attendance, and then we're going to move to performance management and then community based diversity initiatives, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that you can scale to your company's long term strategic plan over time. That becomes the lens. If an option looks really shiny, but misses one or two of the criteria, then it's an easier no.
Okay, so then the C,
Yeah.
who are we actually talking to?
So that's where we want to start this collection part. So we pull in IT, right? We need to know
Mhm.
what IT is going to go through, what their workload is, if our timing matches their timing, and so forth. We want to be able to think about the people and the users, the power users who are going to be in the system every day. What is the financial cost, the ROI? So we'll want to bring in a CFO, possibly maybe legal, maybe our security team to make sure that we're not worried about cyber attacks and the way that the backends connect to our other systems. Not everybody with an opinion about, oh, I worked with this at this one company before and I really liked it, or my brother Joe sells that platform and you need to go with his. It's not an opinion. Those people's perspectives are interesting, but you want the people's perspective that will change your understanding of the risk or the feasibility. That's what you're going for. Those are the ones that you bring in.
And the last step
Yeah.
is where a lot of teams kind of stop halfway. Is that right?
Yeah, they will execute, but they don't examine. That's why we say execute and examine in the E part. So in a rice world, we'd run a pilot, we would go live, we would have a ready 60 to 90-day review that was scheduled on people's calendars. And in that review, we would be saying, is this system doing what we expected it to do? And if not, then where are we off and what needs need to be adjusted? And that decision making framework, it doesn't slow you down. That's what many people think. Like, we just want to go, bowl in a china shop, move fast, braid things. I've heard all these before. But what you do when you use the RICE method is it prevents the cascading mistakes that slow you down longer in the long run.
Okay. So you talk about this thing called the decision inventory.